The Shackleton newsletter, Staff Talk. November. All Saints' Day is a time of remembrance. If you could have dinner with any historical figure, past or present, who would it be and what would you ask them?
I'm a big fan of Anne Boleyn, and I feel like a lot of time in the past, there were two sides of the story, and you could only get the side of the man's or the person that was most in power. So I'd like to ask her lots of questions about her opinion, how things went for her.
Well, I would say then go back to the Spanish history again and say the Spanish Catholic kings and speak with them about their ideas about unifying Spain.
I would like to have a conversation with Carolina Herrera, which was one of the first women in the fashion design industry, and she's also Venezuelan, so I think she was one of a kind back in her time, and now she has one of the biggest empires in fashion design.
My person would be Phil Lynott, who was the lead singer in a band called Tin Lizzy. They're an Irish band. I'm from Ireland, so they're important for me. And I just think he'd be a really interesting person to have a chat with. So.
What would you ask them?
What would I ask them?
Sorry.
I would ask her what it's like to make your way in an industry that's dominated by men, mostly.
I would ask, what was it like growing up in Dublin during his time?
I would choose definitely David Bowie. He's the man from space. He's been always there for me during teenage years because of his music, because of his style. My mom never let me have part of his style, and I get why, and I understand. But it was everything about his philosophy. His life was so interesting, and all his lyrics meant so much to me in the soundtrack of my life that I would give anything to have just one little drink, one little dinner with him to find out about who he really was.
Okay, for me it would be Cleopatra, because she was definitely a huge character in history, and being, for me, I don't know if it's true, but for me it's the first woman diplomat. Mm-hmm. And in a world of men, and like the song goes, she made it a women's world. So yeah, that it must be super interesting to have a chat with her and just ask how did you manage to do that and to change the world into one in which you are studied like centuries and centuries afterwards.
Yes.
So I think that I would have dinner with Winston Churchill, because I believe that without him, Europe would be a much different place today than it is.
Okay, this is an easy question. I know who. I don't know exactly what I would ask, but definitely I've always been inspired by John Lennon. We share the same birthday. So if I could pick a historical person to have dinner with, I think he would be an excellent person. I don't think I need to ask anything. I think it's more about listening, because he was already asked, I think, the most important question there is. He's, what do you want to do with your life? He said, I want to be happy.
I think I would want to meet Jesus Christ, because I think he was a really inspiring figure for all humans since 2,000 years ago, and I would ask him why he did what he did and why and where he learned what he learned.
I'm gonna choose Pablo Picasso. He's a famous painter, and I'm so curious to know about what inspires to him to create that paintings, because at first sight can be a little bit weird.
Definitely.
But I know, or I suppose, that paintings have a deep meaning or something. So I'm so interested to know about that.
I like that. For me, I would choose my great-grandpa. He was a very famous architect in Galicia. He started all that. And he created a generation of architects that look up to him. And also he would give me great insight in my own family, how it started and everything.
Oh, nice.
What's his name?
Rodolfo Chapinheiro.